right. We got a author called Waterfire, which, by the way, that is a pretty cool name. We have read 4 of the previous SCP. There was a big gap because we read 1387, which, if we look up 1387, that one was. It's a giant bird that is basically a plane. I love that. That is a cute one. I like that one. And then there was almost a 700 SCP gap afterwards, because the most recent one we read from them is 2033, which is, oh yeah, the gummy tree, the rubber tree thing, where, like, you know, they put a bunch of like gum on it, and the rubber tree is from space. All right, and this time we shall read Conceptual Knife by Waterfire. Okay, let's see what this one is all about. It is Keter, which is, I'm pretty sure the other ones were, like, the bird and the gummy tree were, I think the gummy tree was safe and the bird was Euclid, if I recall correctly. Special containment procedures. The building complex containing SB-2123, Site 2123, has been converted into living quarters and office space for containment staff. Personnel entering the primary containment building are to wear dosimetry badges at all times. Any personnel exceeding a total accumulated dose of 100 MSV, which I don't know what that means. Let me see. 100 MSV is okay, hold on. Measurement. A millisievert is defined as the average accumulated background radiation dose to an individual for 1 year, inclusive of round radon. Okay, 1 MSV is dose produced by exposure to 1 milligray of radiation. I never heard of this stuff. But how much? I assume 100 is a lot. In a year, are to be transferred off site for at least 6 months. A security perimeter has been established 2 kilometers away from site 2123 to prevent members of the public from entering the area. Yeah, everyone on this side is getting cats. Yeah, okay, it is a lot then. And here we have a section of containment enclosure with portion of SB-2123's synchrotron ring visible. Note air ionization caused by emitted radiation. So that blue part is must be ionization part. Whew. I wonder if you can actually see it in real life. SB-2123 is surrounded by a 6.5 meter high lead-lined concrete containment enclosure. Internal inspection and maintenance of enclosure is to occur weekly to ensure continued structural integrity. Personnel entering the enclosure are required to wear standard issue CPR and defense suits and may not spend more than 10 minutes inside at a time. Only D-class personnel may perform inspections except during emergencies and with approval of site command. All excursions events must be reported to O5 command within 30 minutes of manifestation. Agents embedded within high-energy physics laboratories are to ensure that evidence of excursion events is not leaked to the public. Data from current testing of SB-2123 may only be viewed by personnel with level 4 clearance, and here access additional procedure. Any personnel who begin to display symptoms of acute radiation symptom during excursion events are to be placed under remote observation within a shielded isolation ward at Site 2123. Subjects who do not expire within 24 hours are to be transferred to Site 2123's medical wing for treatment. The remains of subjects who expire are to remain in isolation for at least 1 hour before an autopsy can be performed. In the event that subjects undergo annihilation, the site director will be notified immediately. Any personnel below level 5 clearance who inquire about suffer symptoms from exposure to or who have had any interaction with these subjects in the past 18 months are to be administered Class A amnestics. Description: SB-2123 is a large particle accelerator located in Waxahachie, Texas, consisting of a 11-meter long linear accelerator, a synchrotron ring measuring 616 meters in circumference, and a collider ring measuring 1 kilometer in circumference. Under most circumstances, SB2123 collides with particles at energy of approximately 300 TeV, whatever that means. Normal operation releases significant amounts of ionizing radiation with levels exceeding 100 GeV an hour within containment enclosure. There's currently no known way to shut down SB2123. SB2123's electromagnets exhibit strengths of 100 to 800 T. The composition of the magnets and exactly how such high field strengths are produced are currently unknown. I am a little bit lost with all the terminology here. I can sort of follow it, but yeah, I'm a little bit lost. Following incident 2123- I guess this was supposed to be 2007 as in the year, SB2123 will undergo an excursion event at an average rate of once every 2 weeks. During these events, collision energies and emitted level of radiation increase between 10 and 100 times normal levels. When collision energies exceed approximately 5.3 PeV, reducted. See addendum 2123/alpha, level 4 clearance required. The median duration of excursion events is approximately 30 seconds, with the longest observed event lasting 127 seconds. Personnel with adequate clearance may consult addendum 2123-alpha for further information regarding SB2123's Keter classification. Discovery. According to information from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration Regional Office in Dallas, SB2123 was constructed between 2001 and 2003 and by an organization known as PhysHex Inc. FHI. OSHA, ordered FHI to suspend operation at Site 2123 on September 27, 2003 due to higher than acceptable levels of radiation being released by the device in the work areas. On December 24, three OSHA inspectors received fatal radiation doses from exposure to SB2123. When they visited the facility to oversee the restart of the accelerator, although SB2123 was in operation, the facility was entirely deserted at the time. Also, it just keeps going. Following this incident, the Foundation took custody of Site 2123. Investigation of Site 2123 found all physical and digital documentation to be completely blank. Site 2123 was secured and standard information management protocols was enacted. A containment enclosure around SB2123 was completed on March 2nd, 2004. The whereabouts, identities, and number of FHI employees are unknown. Addendum Incident 2007. Between April 8th and August 27th, 2007, a series of experiments designated Study -245 were performed. Data gathered from the study resulted in SB2123 being upgraded from nuclear to Keter on the 1st 15th, 2008. The following is a series of emails exchanged between several researchers involved. Access to the full results of Study -245 requires Level 4 clearance. Level 3-2123 clearance required. Oh, this is a bit longer then, huh? Okay. From to Site Director Douglas, CC Dr. Dominic Jensen, subject experimental proposal for SB2123. From, let's see, Rika Chan is here. Thank you for the hydrate. I shall hydrate. That's no problem. I understand work up busy. And Link is also here. Welcome. Alright guys, you missed out on the first SCP was called Damage Control, which was a different reality, basically just sending all of the warships to us because they're like, we can't be fucked to keep them. So there would just be warships coming out of the ocean in Bermuda. They're very similar to our ships, was just like, designed for fighting. Then we had the God's Noose, which is a noose made out of flesh, tissue, and tongue, that if you don't if you don't kill somebody with it by strangulation every lunar cycle, any lunar lunar month, there we go, lunar month, it will start screaming and moaning at 137 decibels. And for people who don't know, 137 decibels is extremely loud. That can definitely burst your eardrums. So, and the other one was called the black hole, which is an interrogation room that the interrogator can basically bend reality to interrogate however they want with you. Basically, high-level torture, but you will not remember the interrogation, the techniques that they used against you once you leave the room. So that's the ones you missed. And now we're reading about what seems to be like almost like a circular nuclear power plant that, even though nobody works there anymore, seems to keep going by emitting radiation. And it's turned off. Nobody's working there, but it keeps going on, and it just keeps doing its job, even though I hit my microphone, even though nobody's there. So that's the ones you missed out on, and that's the one we're on right now. From Site Director Douglas to CC Dr. Dominic Jensen. Subject: response experimental proposal for SCP-2123. Your primary proposal, -245A, study of high-energy Mason decays within SCP-2123, has been granted temporary approval for 60 days. Please report your findings to Dr. Jensen within that time. Your secondary proposal, -245B, experiments at energies exceeding 1 PeV, has been placed on hold, pending results of your primary study. Approval may be granted later. I look forward to your results. And now we have from Dr. Dominic Jensen. He's responding to this, I assume, to Site Director Douglas. Why did you write Site Director twice? Are you nervous, Dominic? Are you okay? You good, bro? You good? Is the radiation getting to you? Subject: proposal -245, attachment -245A _ data -245.doc. You good, bro? Yeah, exactly. Thanks, you know it. Doctor, tests have produced several intriguing results. Firstly, study of neutral kaons produced within SCP-2123 has shown them to consist entirely of K0, whatever that means, with K-0 being absent. No oscillation has been observed. Second, studies of the path of particles have shown charged kaons, D mesons and B mesons, to clump together with similarly charged particles. The exact force causing this is not clear. However, increasing energies by 1 TeV allows those clumps to exist for up to 10 in the power of -10 seconds longer. It is of my own and Dr. opinion that study of the force binding these mesons may be easier to study at higher energies. Current models predict that SCP-2123's maximum output is approximately 50 PeV. Therefore, collision energy of at least 1 to 5 PeV we believe are necessary to study this phenomenon are possible. Attached to this email are the complete results of study -245A, as well as a revised proposal for -245B. Courtesy of Dr. We patiently await your response. From Dr. to Site Director Douglas, CC Dominic Jensen's subject study -245B. Okay, so Douglas must be the other guy. Wait, Site Director Douglas. Okay, yeah. So this is definitely the one who had the proposal, and then Dominic just came in and was like, "Hey, listen to me." Okay, from Site Director Douglas to Dr. CC Dr. Dominic Jensen, subject response to study -245B. SCP-2123 is currently undergoing testing to ensure power increases will not have any detrimental effects on containment. Study -245B is on hold, pending the results of this test. from now another one, Site Director Douglas to Dr. CC Dominic Jensen, subject in our response to -245B. As testing has revealed no dangers besides increased emissions of radiation, permission to operate SB2123 at energies of 5 PV on a bi-weekly basis has been granted for 180 days, beginning on the 4th 8th. Permanent approval is pending. Now we have somebody else, Dr. Thomas to Dr. Dominic Jensen, subject unusual results of Masonic oscillation tests. Over the past month, I've been using a non-anomalous linear particle accelerator to attempt to replicate result in study -245B. At this time, I've been unable to replicate Mason clumping that was observed in his experiment. However, a more unusual result has been observed. Observation of kaon, B Mason, and D Mason oscillation has shown unusual patterns in the ratio of particles to antiparticles. During initial testing, the ratios were exactly reverse of what we expected, with concentration of K-0, B-0, and D-0, well, power of -0, being up to 5% greater than the corresponding particles. Repeated testing confirmed this result. On 2 weeks after testing commenced, concentration of K0, B0, and D0 returned to normal levels and remained so far for the following 2 weeks. Ratio of particles to antiparticles continue to reverse at a consistent rate of once every 2 weeks. It should be noted that this directly correlates with the timing of the current test being conducted with SCP-2123. I've spoken in person with Dr. and presented my concerns. He has referred me back to you. I request that testing on SCP-2123 be halted immediately until the full implications of this phenomenon are fully addressed. To Dr. Site Director Douglas, from Dr. Dominic Jensen, subject termination of study -245. Well, okay. This is from Dominic. So at this time, I'm ordering an immediate stop to study -245 due to the unacceptable risk of redacted. Excuse me, let me say that again. To the unacceptable risk of redacted, indicated by several experiments conducted on site and at sites. And I request an emergency containment meeting be held within the next 72 hours. Further concerns will be addressed at the time. Addendum Alpha. The following document is classified level 4-2123 clearance. All personnel receiving level 4-2123 clearance are to be briefed using the following document. Level 4-2123 clearance required. First of all, let me congratulate you on the promotion. Now I know you're curious about what's behind those redacted brackets. If you weren't, then you wouldn't be reading this. You've been looking through SCP-2123's documentation trying to find any piece of information that could provide answers. There are a few nuggets of information that were intentionally left in the database, which we have watched you synthesize together over your time on this project. Maybe it's been a month, maybe a year, but here we are. You found enough to come to your current conclusion, consciously or otherwise. You're sitting down in a private room and reading this text. Now's the time for answers. Yes, your conclusion was correct. Once again, if it wasn't, you wouldn't be reading this. So let's remove all doubt from this. I have no idea what my conclusion was. Good sir, I am an idiot. I don't know what conclusion I was supposed to come up to. SCP-2123 excursion events cause CP inversion on a massive possible infinite scale. Say that again. SCP-2123 excursion events cause CP inversion on a massive, possibly infinite scale. Our universe is converted from matter to antimatter and vice versa on a bi-weekly basis. Oh. Of course, we're still here. The Earth continues around the Sun as the Sun circles our galaxy. A multitude of subject stays in containment. Indeed, the change is subtle. But we know that the implications of this are, at best, rather unfortunate. Since our universe popped into existence, matter and antimatter were never perfect opposites. Matter was a small bit more stable and a small bit more of it was produced due to the phenomenon that you know as CP evaluation. It's because of this imperfect balance why anything exists in our universe at all. It's because of this asymmetry while we can notice the inversion caused by excursion events. It is this effect that now undermines the stability of every single object in creation. So basically it's saying that it might... Wait, is this Keller? Yeah, it's Keller. It's basically saying it's... You as a person could not be the same person fully, because like your matter has been replaced by antimatter and then replaced by matter again. And like there might be some subtle little differences about yourself, if I understand this correctly. We estimate that at least point YG of material have been annihilated thus far by excursion events. This on its own constitutes a YK class restructuring scenario every 2 weeks. So it's basically saying like there's a certain amount from everybody that got destroyed and replaced by something else. By receiving 4-2123 clearance, you are being reassigned to research ways to stop excursion events. All data related to current testing is now available for you to read. Please keep all proposals focused on containment. Trying to use this thing to study our universe has done nothing but put everything at a great risk. Side 2123, Director Douglas. Yeah. And then we have Addendum Incident dash 2008-3. Level 5, 2123 clearance required. What happened in 2008? Following incident 2007, Dr. James Leary, the head researcher on study 2123-245, was reassigned as consultant on SCP-2123. On March 8, 2008, SCP-2123 underwent a predicted excursion event at 1343 CST, which lasted 103 seconds. Dr. Lee was assisting researcher testing new containment strategies at the time. Personnel observed Dr. Leary collapse and begin to vomit profusely upon an end of excursion event. Dr. Lee was transferred to Site 2123's infirmary and found to be displaying symptoms consisting with an extremely high dose of ionizing radiation. Despite treatment, he expired 12 hours later. Ooh. What if you like miss an organ, or the organ has been like fully like transformed into something else, but it still like functions at the same organ? 2 minutes following his death, Dr. Leary's body began to emit high levels of gamma radiation, resulting in minor damage to the medical ward, and 3 medical personnel receiving non-fatal doses. High levels of radiation continued to be emitted before subsiding over the course of the next hour. No trace of Dr. Leary's body was found. He fucking spontaneous radiation combusted. Over the next 3 days, multiple personnel reported problems with the files regarding incident 2007. Examination found that all entries written by Dr. Leary, as well as all mentions of his name, have been blanked. Oh, he ceased to exist now, so all of his stuff is gone. Further investigation found this anomaly to also be affecting Dr. Leary's personal file and all other entries offered by him. Following this incident, other researchers have died under similar circumstances. The average distance between victims and SCP-2123 has increased by %. That's actually a lot more extreme than I thought. I thought they were talking like, oh, maybe like some small bit. I also realized I never actually said the name of the SCP. I accidentally the whole universe. So yeah, that makes much more sense now. So as I was saying, I thought like small bits and pieces of you will change. No, literally you could die and then every information about you might go away because you got infected by the radiation of this nuclear workstation. So that's why it's saying I accidentally the whole universe, as in like you accidentally either remade the whole universe, changed the whole universe, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's oof. Yeah, no wonder it was Keller. That is. I mean, there's a lot of SCPs that we read recently that allows you to sort of redo your world, but still, that's a problem.